So today we're going to be looking at a scenario where Rome reforms in 2021. Now Rome doesn't have any remnants left in the modern world, but let's just go ahead and say that Italy forms a new type of government and wants to reform all of Rome. Obviously, to do so, they're going to have to be buffed up and they're going to need to be a lot more stronger. So for the sake of this video, Italy is going to be a lot stronger than they are in real life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let's go ahead and get started. So throughout this video, we're going to be having Italy represented by the color red. So if you see red, you just need to know that it's Italy. So Italy's first active expansion is over here in Slovenia. This is Italy's smallest neighbor and is going to be the easiest to take over. Right away, Italian troops move in and swiftly take over all of Slovenia, and the country is integrated into Italy. So we're probably going to see Italy go after their World War I claims here. You know, they wanted to have all the stuff on the coast over here, but they never ended up getting it. So now Italy is taking matters into their own hands and going to war with all these countries. For the invasion of Croatia, we have Italian troops moving down the coast and blocking off all sea access. From here, they move into the countryside until Croatia eventually surrenders. So now we see Italy moving down the Adriatic Sea here. Next up, they'll go after Bosnia, then Montenegro, then Albania, and then Greece. So next, they go to war with Bosnia and Herzegovina and take over that country. From here, they now declare war on Montenegro. What they didn't anticipate happening here was Serbia joining in on the side of Montenegro. So while Italy is invading down south, we have Serbia making progress up north. Eventually, Montenegro capitulates, and Italian forces start to push across the border. We do see Serbia get pretty far into Italian territory, but eventually they start to get pushed back by the overwhelming Italian army. They're kicked out of Italy and are starting to be invaded. First, northern Serbia falls, and eventually all of Serbia falls. So with that, we have Italy actually taking over a majority of Yugoslavia. All we have left is North Macedonia and Kosovo, if you recognize it. So Italy goes for 2.5 and 1 and declares war on all 2.5 nations. They push into Kosovo and into northern Albania. They then make a naval landing and take Albania's coast, and push over and eventually take North Macedonia. So we see that Italy has finally taken over all of the Adriatic Sea. This all now belongs to Italy, and everyone is very happy in Italy. Where people are not so happy is over here in Yugoslavia, where, you know, they don't want to be under Italian rule. But like I said, this video is tilted in the favor of Italy, so those rebellions are no more. I do have to keep saying, though, that this video is, in fact, tilted towards Italy's favor. Italy isn't this strong in real life. They wouldn't be able to pull this off in real life. And I think I should probably say that a couple more times because comments. But in summary, Italy has been buffed for this video. The next country on Italy's list is Greece. Italy starts its invasion from the north, and its excellent military makes landings on Crete and other Greek islands. We then see a double front as Italy pushes up from the south via navy, and pushes in from the north via army. The panhandle of Greece falls, and later Athens is captured, and Greece surrenders. And once again, we have full annexation via Italy. So they're not making any puppets, they're not setting up any vassals or anything like that. These are all fully annexed territories under Italian rule. So now we see Italy conquering the Mediterranean Sea, and their next targets are going to be a little bit weak, but eventually they are going to have to fight some powers such as France and Turkey. For now though, Italy makes an agreement with the Swiss, and that is just to completely ignore their existence. From here, Austria is on this list, and Hungary gives up all hope. Now when it comes to Romania and Bulgaria, they're not going to accept the Roman Empire's demands here. So instead they make a surprise attack on Italy and start invading via Greece and northern Romania. These invasions are swift and successful as they're taking over recently annexed territories, and overall we see these two doing very well. However though, they are going against this Neo-Roman Empire, so they're not going to be winning this war. Eventually the full Italian army comes crashing down on Romania and Bulgaria, quickly kicking them out of their annexed lands, and starting a push into both. Right away we have Bulgaria surrendering, and after losing their capital, Romania also surrenders. So just like that, Italy has now taken over all of their southern European claims, other than like a part of Turkey. This is pretty much everything they once owned over here in the Balkan area. So now they turn their eyes to the west, which is going to be a problem for them. The first thing that they do is invade Germany. Once again, having the element of surprise here, Italy quickly pushes in. Bavaria quickly falls over to Italian forces, and Italy pushes into all of western Germany. Eventually a ceasefire is caused, and Italy and Germany start negotiating a peace treaty. This is the first time that Italy isn't going to be fully annexing a place. And just like that, Italy has taken over their German claims. Now these aren't exact, but they're pretty close. And from here we have Italy gathering its forces that already invaded Germany and pushing into Benelux. Except it's not actually that, and Belgium and Luxembourg decide to cede over to Italy, and the Netherlands actually managed to sell their southern land over to Italy. So this was a weird scenario for the Netherlands because it was either they listened to the military order or get invaded. Now the chances are if they didn't listen to the military order, they would be invaded. So they offered to sell it to them, and surprisingly Italy didn't invade them and offered to buy it. So perhaps we could see some kind of Roman and Dutch alliance form, or some kind of protectorate state or something like that. For now, Italy is mainly focused on expanding over into Frenchland. Now the reason that they invaded all of Benelux first was in order to make a bigger front for France to have to deal with. Pushing through these mountainous areas down here would be a big hassle for Italy, but now since France is going to have multiple fronts, it's going to be a lot easier. So after gathering many troops, we have the invasion of France started. The extraordinary Italian navy manages to take over all of Corsica, and an invasion of the Benelux region is started. We eventually see a large encirclement of French troops up north here, and they are all eventually squeezed out or killed. With this defeat for the French army, the Italians quickly move in. Down south here, we also have Italy pushing in. Now Monaco is right here, ignoring Monaco's existence because I don't want to take the time to explain that. We all know what's going to happen. Italy pushes down France's southern coast and up into mainland France. Eventually, after taking core French land, France finally surrenders. And believe it or not, Italy fully annexes France here. Now, this is a very large gain for Italy here, and it's going to take them some time to assimilate all this land. So while Italy is covering down all this land over here, we have a mass buildup of the Italian army. Now, this army was already like 1 million men strong. Now it's even stronger as they keep recruiting and building up their army. They buy new modernized equipment. They make their own equipment even. They improve their economy. They just overall improve their country. And with this, we have the recognition of Italy as a global superpower. And now guess what? Los Italianos vanno a España. And with this, we have the Italian invasion of Spain. Now this is a very swift war for the Italians, because like I said, they have been building up for this. Their navy takes over the islands in the Mediterranean and makes a landing in southern Spain. From here, we just see the complete annihilation of Spain, and eventually they surrender. Seeing the total destruction and flattening of Spain, Portugal decides to cede over to Italy. And with the Iberian Wars, we see that Italy is, they're not joking around. They're serious about this whole Roman thing. So now Italy strikes a deal with Ireland and Scotland. We see both Scottish and Northern Irish rebels pop up, as well as Ireland declaring war on England and Wales. With this, we have the Romans pushing across the Channel and up into England, taking London in a matter of 2 weeks. They push up and eventually meet with Scottish rebels. And with this, we have the end of the United Kingdom. Ireland gets Northern Ireland, and Scotland is set free. So with that, we have an alliance forming between Ireland, Scotland, and the Roman Empire. So now these three are all allies and would help each other out in war. So now Italy faces its greatest challenge yet. All of Northern Africa has just formed a coalition against Italy. With this, we also have the inclusion of Turkey, the inclusion of Cyprus, and the inclusion of other Islamic nations. We even see Israel join in on this action. Now that's extremely unlikely. That's like probably the most unrealistic part. But since they're all grouped together, it'll be more interesting if I just put them all on the same team. Anyway, we have about an equivalent in size opponent for the Roman Empire to now deal with. If they really want to get all their lands back, then they're going to have to take it by force, and Northern Africa and the Middle East are not having that. So let's see if these nations have hands. Right away, Turkey starts to push in Greece and Bulgaria. Turkey's using very swift blitzkrieg-like tactics here in order to capture as much land and cities as possible. They invade Greek islands and make a landing in Italian-occupied Greece. From here, they push up and start a push over into Albania, but then eventually they meet the main Italian forces and are stuck in a stalemate on the border. Now here, Turkey also has help from Israel and Egypt, as well as these other nations over here. So this isn't just Turkey doing this, this is a majority of the Middle East over here. Meanwhile, North Africa focuses on defending their front over here in Iberia. But taking a look at the Italian navy here, they may not last long. So while Turkey and the Middle East are pushing up into Greece, we have Italy making a push down into Morocco and Algeria. Now Italy does struggle here after capitulating Morocco. We see a majority of all these countries working together over here and to prevent an invasion of Algeria. We see military tactics that were used in order to take back some lands in Morocco, but ultimately the Italian defense in Morocco is too well for them to take the coast. Back over in Greece, we have the Italian military once again coming and crashing down on Turkey. From here, they push over and capture Istanbul, and the invasion of Turkey is started. Ankara is captured by Italy, and Turkey swiftly falls. From here, Italy takes advantage of a very unstable Syria and Iraq. Kuwait surrenders, and Lebanon and Israel are captured, as well as Jordan. So now we see a problem as Italy approaches Africa. The blue team has severely shrunk down. As we see the invasion of Cyprus, there is now only 5 countries left. The first of all of those is Morocco, once again. We then have the Romans taking over Cairo, and eventually all of Egypt falls. From here, their push into Algeria is a lot more successful. Eventually their country falls. Libya is the next on the list. After taking Tripoli, they fall as well. And finally, after invading a little bit of land, not even important land, Tunisia falls. So when it comes to the border here, we're not really surprised with what Italy comes up with. They're just taking back all old Roman lands. Except this time we have the creation of vassal/puppet states. So Algeria, Libya, Egypt, and we have a new one over here, have all been turned into vassals/puppets. I guess these guys could call themselves the Ottomans. They could be the Safavids if they were a little bit far over to the east. But they're just for now known as the Middle Eastern vassal. But just like that, Italy has done it, and they have created the old Roman Empire. Now, obviously, like I've said many times already, Italy was severely buffed for this video. There's no way they would be able to do this in real life. The video is tilted in the favor of Italy just to make the video interesting, because if it wasn't tilted in the favor of Italy, then the video would make no sense because Italy would lose, and that wouldn't be the point of the video. But looking at what Italy's done here, they've solved a lot of problems. There's no longer a problem with the English and the Scottish as well as the Irish. Everyone's happy over here. Any problems over here in Northern Africa have been solved. Egypt and Israel no longer hate each other. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict no longer exists. The Syrian civil war is no more. Turkey and Greece are gone. Romania and Hungary no longer exist. And all of the Balkans has been smushed together under one nation. Now, like I've said in these empire videos, we're going to be taking a look at some states. So looking at Roman states here, we have a lot of them. A lot of them are random. Some of them have meanings. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. First off, we have Wales, Cornwall, and England over here. Self-explanatory. We have Brittany. We have the, I guess, like, Dutch part of Belgium here. I know I didn't draw it right. I don't care about your line. We obviously have France, Spain, Southern Spain, Catalonia, Galicia, and Portugal. From here, we have Moroccan territory as well as Western African territory, the Algerian territory, the Tunisian territory, the Egyptian territory, the Jordanese territory, the territory of Syria, the state of Turkey, the state of Byzantium, the state of Greece, the state of Albania, territory of Bulgaria, state of Romania, the southern Yugoslav state, the northern Yugoslav state, Hungarian state, the German state, and finally we have the Italian state. So yes, this is what the Italian Empire / Roman Empire looks like when you break it apart. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. Especially make sure to subscribe because, like I've said before, there's going to be something special happening for 25,000 subscribers. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.